Hi guys, it's Chizzy here along with Emma, and we're going to talk about our game. We're about to be rivals, Bama versus Mizzou. So Emma, I'm gonna start off with you. How are you feeling with your Bama Crimson Tide coming into Como?
I feel so much better than I did in week 1, maybe even after week 3, because who knows what that team was gonna be. They just played 2 teams that weren't, the same as, like, a Georgia. But after defeating Georgia, in Sanford Stadium, after dominating Vanderbilt, especially in that second half, it was just unreal to watch. I feel like this is the first time that things really started to click. This is the first time I feel like Kalen DeBoer, like, really finished out a game and was like, "No, this is ours. Like, you embarrassed us last year. We are taking back our power. We're going to cover. We didn't need to, but we did." And I thought that there have been so many improvements since the beginning of the year and everything's feeling better, and I don't think that this team has reached their ceiling yet. I don't know what their ceiling is. The defense, these last 2 weeks at least, seem to make great adjustments going into the second half. So I'm feeling relatively confident, but I know Mizzou is a very, very good team, and they're going to have some challenges that Alabama hasn't yet to face. So I'm excited to see what happens.
I feel like everyone just keeps writing us off, even though we are undefeated. So this is our private game. I feel that there's just so much at stake for this game for kind of both teams, but especially Mizzou, because all the conversation is Mizzou hasn't played anyone. Mizzou hasn't played anyone. So we're finally getting to play a Bama team who is cohesive now. But I feel like we kind of have this. I won't say in the bag, but I will say we're going to give Bama a run for their money. Just our run game is strong. And then the fact that it's not only one running back that we have that is amazing. We have two, Ahmad Hardy and Jamal Roberts. They both lead in the SEC. Ahmad Hardy is the leading rusher in the SEC in all of college football, actually. Yeah, all of college football. That just feels so great to say. And
Yeah.
Jamal Roberts is 10th in the SEC. So I just feel that Bama's gonna have to work. We've seen Bama's run defense. I wouldn't say it's not the worst, but it's not the greatest. But I think also if you just look at it, Beau is kind of similar to Pavia in a sense. Beau is dual threat, a dual threat. He continuously runs the ball, but also is so effective in his passing. He's 75.8% in completions, which is number one in the SEC, might I add. So I think that Bama's just going to have to really work on just like very well. Let me hold my thought. What do you think, Emma? What do you think Bama's going to have to do to bring it to Missouri and shut this down in Como?
Yeah. Well, first I want to say that Georgia and Vandy were undefeated too, and then we upset them. So we kind of ruined their season a little bit. So I think we're gonna do it again. But I really do like this Missouri team. Like you said, Pribula is just an incredible dual threat, like Pavia. However, looking at how Alabama was able to shut Pavia down, I think he had one or two good runs in him, which is what he did all last year against Bama, was ran all over that field, kept plays alive, kept drives alive, and they weren't able to do that. They really shut that down in the second half. I think if they continue at the level they're at right now, Simpson literally throwing darts all day long, having Jam Miller back, really starting to open up that running game, and the defense making the necessary adjustments in the second half, I do think this will be an incredibly close game. I think the line right now is 3.5, but and it's going to be very, very competitive. But I do think Bama will pull it out at the end of the day. They've just shown that they're incredibly resilient. And I just don't think, like you were saying earlier, I know everybody's saying it, but Missouri hasn't been tested yet. This is the test. If they pass this test, then like sky's the limit. They're going to go on and probably be in the playoffs, but they have to prove themselves now. Bama still has to prove themselves each week, but they've had a little bit more under their belt defeating Georgia and defeating Vanderbilt, which is such a weird thing to say still, but what a weird, oh, we got to defeat a Vandy. Cool. But this is Bama's next test. This is Missouri's first real test.
Yeah, if it was in Tuscaloosa, Emma, I would have probably been Like, we're not doing this episode. We're cool. But since we are at home, I feel a little bit more confident. And just also our defense. We do have problems on our secondary. Don't hold me there. But I just feel like if we just keep putting Simpson under pressure, we will be really good. Josiah, excuse me, Josiah Trotter, he has 14 solo tackles. I feel like people aren't talking about him enough.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's amazing. He's an amazing linebacker. And Zion Young, 2 sacks this season, but he's just a threat. Like he gets down. It's all just really good SEC defense. And I'm just super proud of this team, especially just seeing it across the years because I went there. Just see it flourish. But I do think one thing that Mizzou has a tendency of doing is being predictable. Like I can watch my TV and see and be like, okay, I know we're about to run. Okay, I know we're about to pass right here. Like it just gets too predictable at times, and I feel like Mizzou really needs to be unpredictable this game. We know that we're gonna run the ball as much as we can, but like, what are some different schemes and packages we can do to have Bama on their toes? Because the way if Beau throws a pick, I will be scared for my life. Just because the way Bama is so good on turnovers and
Yeah.
just y'all, it. I'm just gonna pray that that doesn't happen or any fumbles because that will just turn the game around completely.
Yeah, it definitely will. I think the same thing if Ty Simpson turns the ball over. He had his first turnover against Vanderbilt, and that worried me greatly because of how close I thought that game was going to be. This game, I think, would be even closer. But Ty Simpson, he's really just become one of the SEC's most efficient quarterbacks, maybe one of the most efficient quarterbacks in all of college football right now. He has incredible chemistry with Bernard. And Missouri, your secondary, has been incredibly solid, but I don't think it's faced a passing attack that is as vertical or as balanced as Alabama's. Again, you have your stars like Trotter, who has been amazing, but I do give an advantage to Bama's passing game. However, like you were saying about Mizzou, is they can't be predictable. And if it relies on Ty Simpson to throw it every single time, then I think there's going to be some problems. We still need Jam Miller to open up that run game. And that's going to be up to Missouri to shut that down, make Bama one dimensional. And then I think Missouri could easily win this game, but they have to do that first. And I just think this is going to be a more balanced game than people may think. And then I do think if one team pulls away, it would be Alabama. If Missouri wins, I do think it would be a very close game.
I'm gonna just keep with my Missouri pride and have real confidence. I'm a real deal, like I'm a real like fan. Like if I don't think any outcome towards it, I'm gonna be like, no, Mizzou, we're not winning. But I just have some type of faith that we are going to win. But like going back to what we were saying of like with Beau, I feel like comparing Beau and Ty is like Ty Simpson is one. I heard on the broadcast he does like box breathing, which phenomenal, love that. But like I feel like you can tell when he makes a mistake, he's more calm, relaxed, and it's just
Yep.
next play. Beau is very aggressive in his approach, which I love. I love it because we've had some pretty soft quarterbacks in the past, very predictable. But Beau is very much so like, I want to win. I'm going to do whatever I can to win, but that can also hurt you because then turnovers, or
Right.
you're just trying to play. So you're just trying to play to win. And it's like you have to play smart, especially versus this Bama defense. So I feel like quarterback comparison with the mental game, I feel like Ty will have a better outcome in a sense if stuff goes wrong compared to Beau.
Yeah. I think Alabama will kind of blitz selectively to really shake Pribula, force him into like to throw into tight windows, really rattle him. And I think if they get him on the ground a few times, that's going to make him not as confident on the next play. I just don't know how he reacts in this kind of moment yet. This is when we're going to see at 12 my time, 11 their time. I hope they're drinking coffee. But I think this will be a fun game. at the end of the day. I am obviously picking Alabama, but I think the score will be around 30-24. I don't think that it's going to be some crazy margin. I think Missouri has a very, very good team. It's just whether or not they can make Alabama one dimensional, whether they can force Ty to make mistakes, and he's not making mistakes right now, and whether or not they can get turnovers. If they can, I think that they could easily win, but it's going to take all of that to get done at the end of the day. I will say though, when I'm watching Alabama, and I don't know if I have a sixth sense or if it's like this year, I get like turns in my stomach before games start. And every time that happens, we lose. And so during Florida State, I felt ill before the game started and we lost. During Georgia and Vandy, I was perfectly fine. So I was like, we must be winning. And the whole Georgia game, I was like, yeah, we're gonna win. Vandy game, I was like, well, what? We're down right now, but we're gonna win. So I think if like I have a stomach ache, I'll text you and be like, I think you're winning, girl.
Oh, I'm gonna be so happy. You guys will not hear me shut up. You guys will not hear me shut up at all.
I love it. What do you think the score is gonna be? Who do you think's gonna win?
I'm gonna go Mizzou. And I'm going to go
As
same
you
score.
should.
I think 30-24 sounds about right. I think it's going to be very close, but I do think if turnovers are at the forefront, I will be scared for my life as a Mizzou fan, and I will be texting in our group chat to not text me again. So
Yeah, and I'll be like, "I feel good. I feel fit as a whistle." But guess you're losing. Oh, well. Well, who you guys think is gonna win, let us know in the comments. I'm picking Bama, obviously. Jizzy's picking Mizzou. We are loyal to our teams here, and we will still love them after the fact. Let us know who you guys think is gonna win in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.